Have you ever walked into a room and felt like people paused, but you weren't sure why? Maybe you thought your best days were behind you. You look in the mirror and see gray hair, wrinkles, or maybe you walk a little slower than you used to. And you wonder, do people even notice me anymore? But here's the truth. As you grow older, you might be more attractive than you've ever been, and not in the way you might expect. This kind of attractiveness doesn't come from six-pack abs or a shiny new car. It comes from something deeper, something more powerful. And often the signs are right in front of you, even if you've been too modest to notice. Let's talk about 7 signs that you're a truly stunning older man, not just in appearance but in presence, confidence, and energy. These signs don't shout, they whisper. But when people feel them, they remember you. Sign number 1. You have a calm, confident presence. People notice you the moment you walk into a room, even before you speak. Not because you're loud, not because you're showing off, but because you carry yourself with quiet strength. You've lived through enough to know who you are. You don't need to prove anything. You're calm, steady, and grounded. That's rare and deeply attractive. You may have noticed people pause when you enter a space. Conversations slow down. Eyes glance in your direction. Not because you ask for attention, but because your presence changes the energy in the room. Richard, 74, is a great example. He dresses simply, speaks softly, and rarely tries to be the center of attention. Yet when he enters his community center, people shift toward him. His quiet energy makes them feel more settled, more peaceful. That's power, that's presence, and that's a kind of beauty that only grows stronger with time. Sign number 2. People compliment your style or grooming. It might seem like a small thing. Someone says you smell good, or that your shirt looks sharp. But these compliments are more than just polite words. They're signs that people notice the effort you put into taking care of yourself. You don't have to wear fancy clothes. A clean haircut, fresh scent, well-fitted clothes, and polished shoes can say more than a designer label ever could. Martin, 76, wears the same style most days. A navy sweater, khakis, and clean shoes. His hair is silver and neatly trimmed. He doesn't try to impress, but he does take pride in his appearance. And people notice. Women at church compliment him. Cashiers smile a little longer. Neighbors say, "You always look put together." That consistency, that quiet care, it speaks volumes. Sign number 3. Women react to you even when you're not trying. You might be shopping, standing in line, or reaching for something on a shelf, and suddenly, a woman smiles, starts a little conversation, maybe even asks you something she didn't really need to ask. These aren't accidents. These are subtle signs of attraction. You're not chasing attention, but you're still getting it. Because the energy you give off, relaxed, calm, confident, is very appealing. Thomas, 72, was shopping for shoes. He had a short chat with a woman in her 50s. It was friendly and casual, but when he walked away, she made one more comment to keep the conversation going. His granddaughter noticed and said, "Grandpa, she was totally into you." Sometimes, others see your glow before you do. Sign number 4. People feel safe and heard around you. Do others open up to you easily? Do they say they feel calmer after talking with you? That's not a coincidence. It's a sign of emotional presence, and it's incredibly attractive. You listen without interrupting. You don't judge. You make people feel like their words matter. Leonard, 80, volunteers at a community center. One young woman said, "I always feel better after I talk to him." She couldn't explain why. It wasn't his words, it was how he made her feel. Heard, seen, safe. That kind of emotional safety is rare, and people crave it. They remember it. They want to be around it. If that sounds like you, then you're offering something more valuable than charm. You're offering peace. Sign number 5. People come to you for advice. Do people call you when they need guidance? Do neighbors, family, or even strangers ask what you think? That means they trust you. They respect your experience. They see you as someone who's lived, learned, and grown wiser with time. You don't give advice to control. You share thoughts calmly, gently, and only when asked. And when you speak, people listen. Frank, 78, is known as the go-to guy in his neighborhood. Teens ask him about college. Couples ask about relationships. He doesn't lecture, he listens, then speaks carefully, simply. And that's why people remember what he says. That quiet wisdom is a mark of a stunning man. Sign number 6. Your humor lights up a room. You don't have to be the funniest man alive to be charming. Sometimes it's the little jokes, the corny ones you've told 100 times, that bring out the biggest smiles. If people laugh with you often, especially women, that's a sign they feel comfortable around you. They enjoy your company. Your humor makes them feel relaxed, joyful, and safe. Harold, 81, tells the same 3 dad jokes at every gathering. Everyone groans. But they all laugh too, because they love him, his warmth, his twinkle, his joy. Your humor connects people. And that connection, that's beautiful. Sign number 7. You still catch glances and subtle flirting. Do you ever catch someone giving you a second look, holding eye contact just a little too long, smiling when you walk by? These are quiet signals of interest. A woman might touch your arm lightly in conversation, laugh a bit too easily at your jokes, or seem eager to keep chatting. She might not say it out loud, but her body language says plenty. Even if you don't notice it, others do. Being a stunning older man isn't about chasing attention. It's about attracting it naturally, through your presence, your steadiness, your ease. Sign number 8. You speak with intention, not to impress. Have you ever noticed that people listen closely when you speak, even if you're not saying much? That's not just about having a deep voice or telling a good story. It's about how you speak. Older men who are truly stunning don't feel the need to talk just to be heard. They speak with purpose. They think before they speak. And when they do say something, people often lean in, not because of the volume, but because of the meaning. You don't talk over others. You don't try to win arguments. You don't brag. Instead, you speak in a way that feels real, honest, grounded. Let me tell you about Robert, age 79. He doesn't say much at family gatherings, but when he does, people stop and listen. His kids say he always seems to say just the right thing. His words are thoughtful, respectful, and often leave others thinking long after the conversation ends. This kind of communication shows emotional intelligence. It shows that you're not just talking to fill space, you're speaking to connect. And that's a trait people admire more than loud confidence. You don't have to be the life of the party. You just have to be real. And people feel that. They remember it. Sign number 9. You carry yourself with grace, even when life gets hard. Life doesn't get easier with age, it just changes. And one of the most beautiful signs of a stunning older man is how you carry yourself through it all. With grace, patience, and quiet strength. You've faced loss, you've had health issues, you've been through hard times, and yet, you still treat people with kindness. You still get up in the morning, take care of yourself, and keep moving forward. That kind of resilience is powerful. You don't complain loudly. You don't let bitterness take over. You've accepted that life has ups and downs, and you've chosen to respond with dignity. Henry, 82, lost his wife 3 years ago. It was the hardest season of his life. But instead of withdrawing from the world, he started helping at a local food pantry. He shows up every week with a quiet smile and a helping hand. People feel comforted just being near him. Not because he talks about his strength, but because he lives it. That's the kind of strength that draws people in. Not loud, not proud, just solid, dependable, kind. When you carry yourself this way, when you meet life's storms with calm and steadiness, it makes people feel safe around you. It inspires them. It reminds them of what true strength looks like. And that is stunning. Final thoughts. You might not see yourself as stunning, but that doesn't mean others don't. Maybe you've been turning heads this whole time, without even realizing it. So the next time someone pauses when you speak, or smiles at you in the grocery store, or lingers in conversation, remember this. You are still seen. You are still admired. You are still magnetic. Not because of how you look, but because of who you are.